they don't deserve a second chance. At times, it's important to refuse in order to respect our own values and truthfulness. In a perfect situation, forgiveness and starting anew would be available for all. Yet, reality shows us that some offenses are so severe that a second opportunity might not mend the initial harm and might even lead to further distress. We'll explore the boundaries of forgiveness and why safeguarding our mental and physical health matters. We want to teach you to be alert and careful, to recognize situations where it's smarter to move forward with the lessons learned, instead of risking more pain by reopening old wounds. While it's good to be compassionate and understanding, it's also important to face the reality of someone's actions and their consequences. Stoicism encourages us to see situations for what they really are, beyond our hopes and wishes. Giving someone a second chance shows hope and belief in their ability to change. However, Stoics remind us to base our decisions on reason and facts, not just blind optimism. This means looking at whether someone's past actions show a pattern that's unlikely to change, and considering if giving them another chance might actually hurt us or keep negative patterns going. In this video, we're going to cover 14 key points you should think about before giving someone a second chance. Make sure to pay attention because every topic we discuss is important. Keep watching until the end, and if you can, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us and doesn't cost you anything. Let's get started. 1. People don't often change. To really change deep-seated behaviors or personality traits, it takes not just realizing they need to change and wanting to, but also continuous effort and sometimes professional help. This kind of change is complex, hard, and quite rare. People usually fall back into old habits, not because they want to, but because these habits are easy and familiar, even if they hurt them or others. Moreover, successful change needs the right setting and support from others. Without these key things, even the most determined individuals may find it too hard to improve significantly. This doesn't mean change can't happen, but the chances of someone completely transforming their character or behavior, particularly without real motivation and proper support, are slim. Therefore, giving someone a second chance, hoping they will change, can be a risky move. Depending on how serious their previous actions or behavior were, you might be setting yourself up for more trouble without a real chance of seeing improvement. In situations involving abuse, deep betrayal, or other serious issues, the hope for change might be more about what you wish to see rather than what's actually likely based on the person's past behavior. Understanding that people don't change often doesn't mean we should stop caring about everyone when they make a mistake. Instead, it's a chance for us to look at things clearly and take care of our own feelings and safety. It reminds us that while it's good to support and encourage others, the person who needs to change is the one who must really work on it. Realizing this can be freeing, helping us to move ahead with clear goals and focus on relationships and situations that help both sides grow and show respect. 2. Always uphold your values. When deciding whether to give someone a second chance, it's crucial to consider if this fits with your deepest values. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of sticking to our values no matter what. Virtue and integrity are the highest goods and should always be upheld. We need to live true to our rational and virtuous nature. This means our actions and decisions should match our ethical and moral standards. When thinking about giving someone a second chance, ask yourself if this aligns with your core values or if it might cause you to compromise them. Giving in to someone who hasn't shown they deserve another chance can lead us away from virtue and into a cycle of disappointment and complaints. This happens because ignoring a person's past actions and what they teach us might let harmful behaviors continue, hurting our integrity and well-being. By sticking to our values, we set clear boundaries that protect and shape our interactions. This doesn't mean we can't be compassionate or flexible, but our willingness to forgive shouldn't make us accept behavior that goes against our deepest principles. True wisdom is knowing when compassion and giving a second chance are helpful, and when they just put us at risk of more harm. 3. Some folks don't know how to say sorry. Regret is a complex feeling that involves recognizing mistakes and wanting to change, and it's vital for fixing relationships and healing. If someone can't or won't show real regret, it means they lack self-awareness and a commitment to change, which are crucial for personal growth. True regret is more than just saying sorry. It means deeply understanding how your actions have affected others and making real changes in your behavior. Without this deep understanding, apologies can just become empty and meaningless, leading to continued harmful behaviors without any real intention to improve. A person's refusal or inability to show regret can be due to many reasons, like pride, selfishness, or deeper personality issues, such as narcissism or a lack of empathy. These traits can make it very hard or even impossible for them to admit their mistakes and take responsibility. In such cases, giving a second chance might not solve any problems, but could actually make things worse by encouraging bad behavior to continue without any consequences. 4. Forgiving isn't the same as getting back together. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself internally, choosing to let go of anger or hurt caused by someone else. It's a personal act that doesn't need the other person to change, apologize, or even know they've been forgiven. It's like giving yourself a gift that leads to peace and emotional health. Reconciliation, however, is about fixing a broken relationship, and it involves both people. It requires effort, understanding, and changes from everyone involved. To truly fix things, both sides must commit to change, understand each other, and respect each other's limits and needs. It involves rebuilding trust and often agreeing on new ways to behave in the future. It's important to understand the difference between forgiving and reconciling. You can forgive someone without having to bring them back into your life. There are times when, even though you've forgiven someone, it's not wise or even possible to fix the relationship, especially if they continue to behave in harmful, abusive, or dishonest ways. In these cases, keeping distance is a way to protect yourself and respect your own boundaries. Choosing not to reconcile doesn't mean you haven't forgiven. It means recognizing that some relationships are unhealthy or too damaged to fix, and the best way forward is without that person in your life. This choice respects your own need for safety and emotional health, creating a space for healing and growth. 5. Deep-rooted problems usually don't just go away. What we see and learn shows us that problems deeply embedded in someone's personality or behavior rarely disappear unless there is significant help involved. These long-standing issues can include things like not keeping promises, being manipulative or abusive, or lacking reliability and respect. These problems often stem from past experiences or traumas, or from not recognizing and addressing one's own flaws. In such cases, harmful behaviors are likely to repeat, especially if there is no recognition, real willingness, and effort to change. Deciding not to give a second chance in these situations isn't about not believing in someone's ability to change. It's about realistically understanding that change is hard and takes time. It needs not only awareness and a desire to change from the person, but also a long-term commitment to making those changes. Without these key elements, the same issues are likely to come up again in the relationship, leading to more hurt and disappointment. 6. Always say no when you need to. This rule comes from the idea that while forgiving someone can be an important part of your own healing and growth, it doesn't mean you have to let them back into your life or pretend everything is fine. Saying no means you value your own peace and emotional safety more than pleasing others or following social expectations to give someone a second chance. Saying no when necessary involves a truthful look at the situations and actions that made you consider giving a second chance in the first place. If the person hasn't really shown they've changed, understood the harm they've caused, or made a real effort to fix things, then it's right to say no. This approach also protects you from being hurt or taken advantage of again. Toxic or abusive behavior patterns rarely change unless there is a serious commitment to personal change. By saying no, you set a clear limit that shows you won't put up with such behavior, which also supports your dignity and self-esteem. 7. Personality and change. Personality is part of who a person is, shaped by genetics, life experiences, and social interactions. Personality tends to stay pretty stable over time. This doesn't mean people can't change. They can and do. But deep and lasting changes in personality usually need a lot of conscious effort, self-reflection, and often professional help. When deciding if someone deserves a second chance, particularly if they've behaved badly, it's important to consider their personality. If their bad behaviors are tied to deep-rooted traits like being manipulative, selfish, or unempathetic, the chances of them changing without a strong commitment to personal growth are slim. Understanding this isn't about being pessimistic or giving up on people too soon. It's about realistically judging someone's ability to change and protecting yourself from unrealistic hopes. Expecting significant personality changes without real effort from the person can lead to repeated disappointment and hurt. Also, realizing that personality is fundamental doesn't mean we deny people's ability to grow or improve. Everyone should work towards self-improvement, but this process is usually long, hard, and not straightforward. In situations where giving a second chance could risk your emotional, physical, or mental health, understanding the basic nature of personality can help you make wise choices. 8. Learn from the past. Giving someone a second chance without truly considering their past actions might be hopeful, but it can also ignore important lessons. Forgiveness is important, but it shouldn't mean forgetting or ignoring red flags. It's crucial to check if the person really feels sorry, understands the impact of what they did, and has made real efforts to change. Our past experiences teach us about setting boundaries, respecting ourselves, and keeping healthy relationships. If someone consistently ignores these principles, it might be better to protect yourself rather than setting yourself up for more letdowns. This doesn't mean you never forgive or think about reconciling in the future, but it does mean that trust needs to be rebuilt through actions, not just words. 9. Don't act on impulse. Acting on impulse can make us miss warning signs and past negative behaviors, which might lead to getting hurt again. Rather than quickly trying to fix things or feeling scared of being alone, it's important to think about why the relationship was harmful before and if those issues have been truly resolved. It's also vital to understand that forgiving someone and getting back together are two different things. You can forgive someone and let go of anger without having them back in your life in the same way. Being firm in your decision requires knowing your limits and the importance you place on your own peace and well-being. So, when considering giving someone a second chance, it's wise to step back and look at everything calmly and clearly. Give yourself time to think about all the factors, and remember that sometimes the best and healthiest choice is to not go back to something that was ended for good reasons. Building the strength to resist quick urges in favor of what's truly good for you in the long run shows emotional maturity and self-respect. 10. Nothing is certain. Uncertainty is a part of life, and this is especially true for relationships and when considering giving second chances. Hoping that things will improve or that a second chance will ensure a better outcome is often just wishful thinking. It's important to accept that nothing is guaranteed when deciding whether to give someone another chance. This realization makes us face the fact that no matter what promises are made or hopes we have, old behaviors may repeat themselves. Even if people promise to change and work hard at it, there's always a chance they might fall back into old, harmful habits. This is crucial to remember when trust has been deeply broken. Understanding that there are no guarantees helps us approach decisions about second chances with more caution and realism. It means looking not only at the promises of change, but also at the risks involved and whether we are ready to handle them. This doesn't mean we should always be skeptical or refuse to forgive, but rather that we should approach reconciliation fully aware of the possible outcomes. It also emphasizes the need to set clear boundaries and conditions if we decide to give a second chance. This includes making our expectations clear and defining what will happen if they're not met. Such an approach protects our emotional well-being and creates a system of accountability for the person receiving the second chance. 11. Don't let your feelings get in the way of your clear thinking. Ideally, feelings and logic would work together, leading us to decisions that are both fair and sensible. But often, feelings can overshadow clear thinking, especially when considering whether to forgive someone who may not deserve it. We often recall only the happy moments. We cling to hope for change, and our wish to see the good in others might make us ignore past lessons. Letting feelings overrule logic in these cases is dangerous. It might cause us to make the same errors, hoping for a different outcome. Stoic philosophy, which focuses on self-control and a clear view of reality, highlights the need to balance our emotions with our thoughts. It teaches us to be aware of our feelings, but to not let them control our actions without thinking about what might happen next. When deciding if someone deserves another chance, it's important to stop and think about it clearly. This means considering more than just how we feel about them, but also looking at what they've done before, if they're likely to change, and how their behavior could affect us. Check if the person really seems committed to changing and if you're ready to possibly face the same problems as before. This can lead to a more thoughtful decision. Setting firm and clear boundaries is also important to protect yourself. This doesn't mean you shouldn't forgive or consider getting back together, but make sure doing so won't harm your emotional or physical well-being. Choosing not to give a second chance in these cases is about taking care of yourself, not being resentful. 12. You play a crucial part in your own life. This means realizing that while we can't control what others do, we can fully control our reactions to their actions. This includes whether or not we give people second chances. Choosing not to give someone a second chance isn't just a passive response to their actions. It's an active decision that shows our values, boundaries, and self-respect. By acknowledging our active role, we also accept that our peace and well-being are up to us. Letting someone who has hurt us repeatedly back into our lives can be seen as neglecting the care we should have for ourselves. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true peace comes not from external validation or situations, but from self-control and living by moral standards. Additionally, being active in our lives means making conscious choices about who we spend time with and how these relationships influence our personal growth. Deciding to distance ourselves from those who don't deserve a second chance is also a choice about the kind of influences we allow into our lives. Lastly, this principle urges us to think about our personal growth and how challenges and tough relationships have shaped us. Rather than being victims of circumstances or other people's actions, we are encouraged to learn from these situations, strengthen our character, and make decisions that better reflect who we want to become. 13. See the power in moving on. Moving on from people who consistently harm us is not just about getting over bad experiences. It's a strong declaration that we value our own happiness and peace. Sometimes, we hold on to relationships because of their history or our past together. However, if these relationships only cause stress or conflict, it's crucial to admit that moving on could lead to a more satisfying and healthier life. This choice enhances our well-being by eliminating ongoing stress and sadness, freeing us to spend our time and energy on relationships that support and enrich us. Moving on also means we're taking charge of our emotional surroundings. It proves we're brave enough to leave harmful situations and choose a path toward better mental health and more authentic connections. This step might be tough, especially with long-term relationships or family, but the peace and freedom it brings can significantly improve our lives. It shows us that our personal development and peace are vital, and that we're capable of making tough decisions for our own benefit. 14. Realize that setting boundaries is good for you. Establishing clear boundaries isn't selfish. It's essential for creating respectful and supportive interactions. When we set clear limits on unacceptable behavior, we show our self-respect and set our expectations for others. This not only keeps us safe from potential harm, but also builds a feeling of safety and respect in our relationships. Boundaries prevent us from ending up in harmful or compromising situations, ensuring that our interactions are healthy and considerate. Sticking to our boundaries teaches people how to treat us and lays down rules for mutual respect and care. Moreover, having boundaries helps us avoid exhaustion and emotional drain. It enables us to decline requests that are too demanding or beyond what we can handle, helping us conserve our energy for what truly matters. Setting boundaries is also a key part of looking after ourselves, as it places our needs first and makes sure we don't always put others ahead of ourselves. Over time, firm boundaries enhance our overall happiness and prevent the bitterness and frustration that come from being stretched too thin or mistreated. Thanks for watching our video. We hope the tips we shared today will help you make smart decisions about giving second chances. Remember, taking care of your own happiness and safety is really important. If you liked what you learned, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. This helps us create more helpful content and keeps you updated with new videos. Don't forget to leave a comment below to tell us what you think or share your own stories about second chances. We love hearing from you and learning together. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you in our next video. As always, until next time.